I hope you guys are doing well today. Welcome to Tuesday. I didn't do a video yesterday because we celebrated Thanksgiving here in Canada, and so I was hanging out with my family. And so, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well today. So so what I'm talking about today, I'm all over the place a little bit this morning. So what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is coming home to yoga. And so before we get started on that, if you guys are watching this on Facebook right now, I would encourage you to head on over to YouTube when this video is done, type in my first and last name, and then hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications for every time that I come live. On my YouTube channel, you will find videos on yoga, meditation, self-love topics, mystic and holistic ways to support your body and your life, and interviews with other like-minded women on their self-love journeys as well. So we would love to have you over there. I have like over 100 videos on my YouTube channel. It's crazy. Anyway, so coming home to yoga. So I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about my yoga journey if you aren't aware of it, and in hopes that it can inspire you to know that kind of your soul movement is out there, and to not give up on movement just because you haven't found something you like yet, and just what yoga has brought me in my own journey. So to start off with, I will start off by telling you how I started to go, or my first yoga practice. So my first yoga practice was actually in where I used to live in McBride, and I went to a class with a girlfriend. And prior to this, kind of leading up to this, she had been going to yoga for a long time, and she just loved it so much, and was just couldn't believe how much she was like more calm throughout her day, and like it brought her so much peace. And so she was telling me about all these things and saying, you should come with me, and I'm like, no, I'll wait, I'm too fat, I can't do yoga. And so I wouldn't go with her for quite a while. And then I also kind of set myself this stupid goal of, once I had lost 50 pounds, then I would go to my first yoga class. So I was stubborn, and I am stubborn, and I will say that about myself, is that I waited till I'd lost that 50 pounds, and then I went to my first class with her. And it was amazing. It was transformational. And the yoga teacher, my first yoga teacher that I ever went to, I hope she realizes how much she made me feel inspired and encouraged and like safe and kind of free to show up in my own body without feeling judged or anything like that. And so it was transformative, like I was saying. Like, it really has led me down the path that I am now, is really that moment, that first class. And so it just allowed me, like, the feelings that I was getting from even my first class of like these overwhelming feelings of connecting to my body, connecting to my breath, without judgment, without, critiquing everything I did, being ashamed of myself if I couldn't do a certain pose. Like, that's not what yoga is about. Yoga is so much more than just about the poses. Like, that's just one element of a yoga practice. And so it's really it just inspired me and lit this kind of inner flame that I never knew existed. And I feel like it felt like kind of a blur between my first class, and then it felt like it wasn't long after my first class that I started taking my yoga teacher training. And so then I, just dove into it once again, kind of like all in, and just because the amount of things that yoga has given me is far surpasses anything that I ever could have imagined. So I'm just going to be sharing with you guys a couple ways on how yoga has transformed my life, and how it has kind of led me down the path that I am on. And so the first thing I think for yoga is that it gave me permission to be me. It allowed me to connect to my body. It allowed me to lose judgment of myself, of like being so hard on myself and being so, oh, well, you suck because you can't do that. Like, yoga is, there's all these modifications for a yoga practice. There's all these different ways you can do a pose. And it's not about the pose. It's connecting like yoga is connecting breath to movement. So if you're moving your body and you're breathing, you're doing yoga. and I think that's a stigma that I was taught, is that I couldn't do yoga because I didn't look like, especially at that time, like 10 years ago, yoga was kind of like, oh, well, I can't do that because I don't look like her. Or I can't do that because I can't wrap my leg around the back of my head. Like, there was all this stigma related to what a yogi or yoga person needed to look like. So yoga really brought me that sense of peace within myself that I never knew was there before, or I never knew I could have. And then another thing yoga brought me was finding movement I love. And that was something I didn't really have, like, I don't think I had since high school. I was a very athletic person growing up, and I was doing all the sports, and I did love a lot of the sports that I did. But as an adult, I didn't really find any exercise that I connected to after my body had changed. So after having kids and after either gaining weight, losing weight, whatever it was, I didn't really have a movement that I loved anymore. And so I had tried a bunch of different things. You know, I tried running with a friend, or I'd try doing workouts on the TV, or I'd go to a Zumba class, and like all, you know, although those things may have been fun, it just didn't feel like something I loved. Like, it wasn't that something that I was excited to do. And so yoga brought me that. Yoga brought love back to movement for me, because it had been a long time since I had done movement that I actually enjoyed. My movement was based upon how many calories it burned, how long it was, how high intensity it was, and I lost all connection to that feeling of love that you can have for exercise. And so yoga had brought me that back, which I was super grateful for. And then another thing that yoga has taught me is it's allowed me to kind of improve my body image, because as doing yoga, taking my teacher training and really diving into my own practice and working on things for me, and I felt so strong in my body, and it allowed me to kind of appreciate my body more, to know that my body can do amazing things regardless of its size. And I think that really helped with my whole, like I said, like my body image, my self-esteem, my confidence. Really a big part of that was my yoga practice. And coming into that whole kind of world kind of opened me up to all these different things, which leads me into my next kind of point with my yoga practice that kind of brought me home to yoga, was that it allowed me to kind of dive into all these different, like the holistic and mystic sides that the yoga communities kind of have, right? Like the whole using aromatherapy or crystals or oracle cards. Like, that's really like, it kind of like opened the door to all these different experiences that have really impacted my life in so many ways, and has led me into helping others with that as well, which is really all these steps that have been implemented in my life, in this path that I've been led down. Really the beginning of that journey was my yoga practice. I really feel like that was a moment in my life that I will never forget, and that has really been so transformational for me. And whenever I haven't done my yoga practice in a while, and I come back to it, it always kind of reignites that flame of like, oh my gosh, I really do love this. Like, you know, when I'm teaching or when I'm doing yoga on videos for teaching, it really just, or practicing for myself in my own home, it just really, it really takes me, it reaffirms for me that this is my practice that I love. And it's just so, like, I'll forget about it. Like, I know, if you're like me, you'll have moments and seasons where you'll be really into movement, and then some seasons you kind of get lost in the busyness of life. And so whenever I'm able to come back to my yoga practice, it really helps me to re-inspire me and know that this practice I am so grateful for. And I'm so blessed by all the people that I've come into contact through my yoga practice. I've created such amazing friendships through my yoga practice. And there's just so many things, you guys. And so I guess why I'm sharing this with you guys today is I just want to hopefully inspire you or motivate you to try new things. Like if it's something you're scared of doing because of your size or because of certain standards that you think have to be in place for you to be able to do that sport or that activity or that type of movement, is to try it, is my biggest take away from this is to try things that scare you, do things that you may not think you can do, because that just might be such a transformational moment for you, and it may change your life and you don't even know it. And so take that yoga class, try that exercise on the TV, take that fitness class, run with your friend, whatever it is, like keep trying movement until you find the thing that sparks joy for you. And I know another friend who I've been watching too, I can totally see her finding her kind of soul workout too, and hers was biking for her. I see her pictures of her biking all the time. And so she's clearly found that type of movement for herself that she loves. And so I just love to see that in other people. And so I think if you kind of stay small in your thinking of like, I hate exercise, there's no exercise for me, I'm just not meant to move, you're gonna stay there. But I would highly encourage you to try and step out of those comfort zones and find that thing that you love. Because it's just the things that have happened in my life based upon that one decision to take that first yoga class are things that I will always, that I will know that has been such a big part of my journey. And so I hope that was helpful for you guys and maybe just inspired you to go take that first class or try that new thing. And so if you aren't in my community already, I have a free community called imperfectlyperfectyou.ca. If you click the link in this video, it will take you to that group. It's just a free group that lives on Facebook, and we have lots of different guides in there that take you through different challenges in relation to either kind of all things that clearly have transformed me in my journey, whether it be about yoga, meditation, body positive practices, confidence, all those different things. They live in the guide section, but we are a community who just empower each other to find that self-love at any size and just embrace our imperfectly perfect selves. And so if that sounds like something you could benefit from, just follow the link and join us. We'd love to have you in that space. And a couple things before I head out of here. If you guys want to try yoga, if you haven't already, I do have a 28-day yoga and mindful eating program that takes you through 28 days of yoga meditations, along with a whole kind of program of mindful eating to kind of introduce you to the practice of mindful eating that goes so well with the yoga practice. And it just allows you to start to kind of ditch the diet mentality and kind of heal your relationship with food. So if that's something that you find interesting, then the link to that program is in the description of this video. That program is half off for the next 2 weeks, and then the price is going to be going up as I launch my next program. So if you want in that program, you better get on it, you guys. And then one more thing before I head out of here. I'm launching in the next 2 weeks the Self-Love Revolution with Martina. It is a life group coaching program that takes you through all things self-love. So we discover self-love at any size. We find movement we love. We ditch the diet mentality. We show up with confidence. Oh, what else do we do, you guys? We work on our inner healing through chakra work, through meditation, through yoga. Just so many things, you guys. It's a transformative program that I am so excited to launch. And I have a bunch of super friends coming into that program with me as well, who are going to be just helping us shine our light and become who we're meant to be and really find that love for ourselves along the way. And so the thing about a self-love journey is it's never ending. It's a continuous journey. You're always getting to know yourself and love yourself and accept and respect yourself throughout as we age and as we go through life. And so that's why this program is available to you for life. Once you have access to this program, you will have me as your coach for life. You will have access to the program for life. And it's just such an amazing opportunity to link arms with other like-minded people who are on this journey of self-love and self-discovery and inner healing. And so to be one of the first 10 founding members of this program, you're going to be receiving a significant discount. So the link to that program is in the description of this video as well, if you want to take a look at what that is and if it's something you might be interested in. I think that's it, you guys. So I hope you have the best day. And I hope this little chat helped you in some way today and inspired you. And maybe before we go, you guys, in the comments, let me know what your soul movement or what your movement that has changed your life. Tell me what it is in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys have the best day.